Guys, this is Joel here from joelwebsites.com. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create the product grid. Okay, by the way, this is a part 3 of the video. I'll be linking the previous parts in the playlist below. Okay, in the description, you will find a link for the playlist. Okay, and you will even find similar articles in the description. So, guys, I'm going to show you what we had done last time in the second part. Just a recap so that we don't lose our link. Okay. So I created an folder in the htdocs called JSON Web Services, and there was an HTML folder that I created as well as an web services folder. So guys, this is what was created in the previous video. Okay, so you can check the previous tutorial to see how this much was created. So what you're seeing is static data. Okay, this is not data that is coming from JSON. So in this video I'm going to show you how to use JSON data from the web service to dynamically okay to dynamically load content over here. Okay, so whatever images were saved in the database, the links based on that the content will be shown. Okay, so it's going to be really easy. Okay, so guys, these were the files that were created before. Okay, so I'm going to open the JS file and the HTML file. So this is my brackets editor, and so basically what happens, it will call the web service, and based on the JSON data that is given, it will get that data. So I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so here you see I've included the jQuery CDN. I've included the jQuery CDN here. Okay, so that's how I will be enabled to use jQuery functions. Okay, in my app.js. So I'm going to app.js and I'm going to write a post function. Okay, where am I going to write the post function? I'm going to write it in the controller. So let us check exactly what can be done. So here we see this is the controller part. So I'm going to write my code here. Okay, so first of all I'm just going to copy the basic structure for the post function in jQuery. So here is the jQuery post function. I'm just copying it from my other project, so you can get it done the same way. Okay, so I'm just making sure that all the brackets are fine. I just copied the post function that I use in another project. So basically what happens is that I'm going to define a var called URL. So this is a variable string. Okay, it is a string and it will just have some URL in it. I will pass the URL that we were retrieving the JSON from in the previous video. Okay, so I'm entering this URL. So we will be taken to this folder. So I'm going to web services and I'm going to go to webservice.php. So that is where the JSON was created. Okay, and I'm just going to pass the UID one because I had set a condition, you remember. So here I'm getting the JSON data. Okay, so this is the URL that needs to be copied. If you have a website, you will need to copy the website name here. Okay, so I'm right clicking and copy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the file and paste it in the URL. So now to check whether the URL is being called properly by this $post, I will alert it using json.stringify. Okay, alert. I'm using the json.stringify function, and I'm going to pass this data variable. Okay, so this data variable will be shown in json.stringify, and just to make it clear, I'm going to put a plus sign, and I'm just going to put in this web service. Okay, just putting some text to make sure that the correct thing is called. I'm pressing save. Let us put a test alert over here. Okay, just to make sure we are in on the same page. So let me type in some alert. Okay, some alert saying working. This is just for you to know if the file is running properly or not, if JavaScript is working fine. So you'll basically know if this part of code is running or not when you execute the file. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my app. I'm going to refresh and see if there is any working. So it seems that the JavaScript is working. I'm clicking on OK, and this is the JSON data that we are retrieving in JavaScript. Okay, so this is how you get JavaScript data, the JSON data in JavaScript. Okay, so it is a really useful concept. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy I'm going to comment out this variable. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save data in scope dot item one, because I know I'm getting the data there. So I'm going to put data in this. Okay, so now let us refresh the page and see what happens. Let us see. I don't think it is going to work. So you see that the JSON is not working. Okay, the product grid is not working. So let us see how to fix it. So guys, I've come back to the HTML document. Okay, so basically we have to see whether we are repeating the items properly. We have to use the ng repeat properly. Okay, so here this is the statement to make it easy for you to understand. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the syntax a bit. I'm going to remove this dots. Okay, I don't find it necessary. So we are trying to loop whatever is there in items. Okay, item 1. So these are items 1. I'm just making sure that the spelling is right. You need to use the ng repeat directive. Okay, so the next thing you got to do is need to open your JSON web service. Okay, and just check what are the parameters that are passed. So the parameters are id, name, price and image. So it's id, price, name and image. Okay, so I'm going to go to my HTML and I'm going to type in name. Okay, so it will be name dot item, and here I'm going to put in the I'm going to use the ng source directive instead of source. Okay, so let us see, but I just made a small change and let us refresh the page and see what happens. I hope it works. So we got the first alert says working. Okay, so it did not show the data. Okay, so since the data is we are getting it too late, so I'm going to type in $scope dot dollar apply over here. Okay, okay, and I'm going to go back to my page and I'm going to refresh it. Okay, so we got the working, and here we see after using the $scope dot dollar apply, it seems to be working fine. Okay, okay, so the thing was that we did not use $scope dot dollar apply. So what happens is that this $scope dot dollar apply, it helps us in asynchronous applications. Okay, whatever asynchronous calls are. So if there is something has to be, I'll explain you what the scope dot apply mean. So now there is a asynchronous call. Okay, but after the asynchronous call we need to make sure that the HTML document is sort of refreshed. Okay, so this line is really necessary for that to happen. Otherwise, the model and the HTML part won't be refreshed. Okay, so it's necessary to put this. Otherwise, the page won't load, and you might think it's not working. So that is why it's necessary. So let us type in the ng source directive in the image source and see if it helps. First, let us see if there is a name item called. We can't really see it for now. I'll have to check what is gone wrong. So let us type in ng source, and in ng source we are going to type in image.item. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at the web service file. Okay, once again, and I'm going to type in image. So let us see if we are getting the output as desired. So we got the first alert saying working. Let us see. So we are getting the images. Okay, but it seems that the images are broken, so something is gone wrong with the link. So let us see in the console like what is gone wrong. We are not able to find any console errors. I'm just pressing F12. I'm going to elements, and now let us go to see what is in the first ng repeat. Okay, so this is the first ng repeat, and we see that there is image height and there is an image width defined. Okay, but we cannot see the image itself, so we need to check what is wrong. Okay, so it seems that I have put in name.item. Okay guys, so it seems that we have put name.item and image.item, so it seems to be wrong. Okay, so what you got to do is you have to go put item.name. Okay, this is not the correct syntax. Okay, so now it seems correct. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for image. I'm pressing Ctrl S for saving. Now let us try refreshing the page and see if it works. Okay, so wait until the JSON is called properly. So you see that the images are now loading. So in a similar fashion, you can create add to cart buttons over here like this. So let me refresh and show you. Okay, so you can put in buttons over here in the similar fashion. Okay, and see, this thing is really cool. Okay, you can use this for your mobile apps and so on. So thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Thank you guys for watching my video. Bye bye guys, and see you in the next video. Take care guys, and subscribe to my channel if you like it.